Right, Punch Out Boxing, delighted to be here with Kevin Kevin, how are you?
I'm good, good.
All right. Well, just want to first of all say condolences. Of course, you had that tragedy before your last fight. Can't imagine what that's like, losing your mother.
Thank you, bro. Thank
Um,
you.
and what a fight you put on! Almost upset the golden boy of Aussie boxing.
Yeah. I think I almost upset the apple cart. You know, if you watch the fight back, it was very, very close. Could have probably gone either way, but Justice HUNI, good competitor. I learned a lot from that fight. You know, had to deal with a lot and faced a lot of adversity. But yeah, just grateful to get out in Saudi, and hopefully we can get out again.
Yeah, your performance must have impressed everyone watching, fans and the organisers alike. So hopefully you will get some more of them big fights. What's your preferred route? I know there was talk of you going for Bridgerweight.
Yeah. So I won the WBC interim Bridgerweight world title, and then obviously got some opportunity to dabble up at heavyweight. I'm in between the two, you know, dabble a bit of heavyweight, Bridgerweight. I'm currently the mandatory Bridgerweight world title challenger for the winner of OKOLIE versus Riyadhseason. So that could be a very good fight. I think OKOLIE wins that fight, so the WBC's mandated the winner of that to face me. So we've got some options. Just obviously, you know, I want to become world champion again. And being the interim Bridgeweight World Champion is great, but obviously I want to win a full title and get some big fights at heavyweight. You know, the pinnacle of boxing is the heavyweight game. You've seen what's happening here in Saudi. But what's nice is they've started to change the landscape and evolve into accommodating other weight divisions. So hopefully they could accommodate the Bridgeweight and we could do something big here.
Yeah, why not? So I guess you'll be watching that fight in Poland next Friday with interest.
Yes, most definitely. I think it's a good fight. Both guys are tough competitors. Riyadhseason's a strong fighter. His record shows you 15-0 with 14 KOs. And then obviously Lawrence Okoli, former cruiserweight world champion. In my opinion, a very difficult guy to fight because he's very tall, he's cagey, you know, he's wiry. So you've got to be on your game to beat both of those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Who would you prefer to fight?
Lawrence Okoli. I'll tell you what. I like Lawrence Okoli. You know, he's always showed mutual respect. We're meant to fight at cruiserweight for the WBA, for the WBO when he was the cruiserweight champion, and I was the RBO cruiserweight champion. It never materialized, and we've always shared that mutual respect. And I think Kevinlerena and Lawrence Okoli is a very big fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you like to do it in London?
Most definitely. I enjoy London. You know, obviously, the last time I was out in London or Tottenham, it didn't go my way. Also, you know, you can say to yourself, almost upset the apple cart there.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, yeah, listen, the boxing fans in the UK are amazing. Boxing in the UK is thriving. And boxers from the UK are really good. So I always like to challenge myself against the best.
I'd say I definitely concur with you. Tottenham Hotspur is my local football club, so obviously I'm biased. Best stadium in the world, but yeah.
The best stadium I've ever fought at. That's one thing I can say.
It is amazing, and as you said, the atmosphere over there, us Brit fans can create quite the atmosphere.
They turn it up. They really do. And like I said, you know, coming from South Africa, you don't really get appreciated for what you do. You come and fight in the UK or like Saudi, people appreciate boxing, appreciate what the fighters do. So, yeah. Kudos to the supporters in the UK.
Absolutely. Is there no chance you could boil down to a cruiserweight?
The money's good enough, and I say the money's good enough because it's a lot of sacrifice for me. I got to pull off about 14 kilograms. You know, I walk around at about 104 kilograms. So for me to make 90, it's a big cut. Lots of sacrifice. Will it change? Will it take away a lot of my strength and power? I do believe it will. I'm a natural bridgerweight. I'm very strong at bridgerweight. I'm a small heavyweight. So I'm kind of unfortunate because I'm in between the two. It's a struggle to make cruiserweight. But I think if you can make big enough fights, like Jaya Patai is a phenomenal fighter. I rate him highly. And if Jaya Patai wanted to do something at bridgerweight or we could do something big at cruiserweight, I'll definitely do it because then it's worth it. You know, you're going to be looked after. It's going to be a big payday. It's for a lot of belts, so it's for the big marbles. Then it's something you can do. But to just go down and dabble at cruiserweight, something I've done before. I won the cruiserweight world title as an RBO champion, and I came up to heavyweight and bridgerweight because I couldn't make the weights anymore. So I have outgrown the weight, but like I said, you know, you've got to kind of look at what's the opportunity. And if the opportunity is good, you've got to say to yourself, well, I'm prepared to sacrifice. How you doing, brother? Good.
Yeah, absolutely. Shudder to think what it's like making weight for you guys. That's something I'm glad I don't do. But yeah, well, how do you assess the heavyweight scene? We saw with yourself against Daniel that you know, you smaller heavyweights. I say small. I'm not exactly a giant, but you know what I mean. Small heavyweights. I said this to Justice HUNI as well. That the time for the smaller heavyweights could be coming back, because you guys give them big guys problems if you move.
You know, we do present a very different fight for the bigger guys. So the bigger guys fight the guys same height as them, if not taller. They fight him down against us. So it does present us challenges. But listen, when the big guys use their weight, well, it gets hard in there because they're so big and they are strong. They're naturally bigger, naturally heavier, got more weight behind their punches. But we also come with a lot of advantages, being smaller, explosive, you know, having a bit of speed. The landscape of heavyweight boxing is forever changing. I think if you look at it, like Alexander Usyk, he's not a big heavyweight. He's a cruiserweight, very big cruiserweight. But if you look at guys like Justice HUNI, he's not a big heavyweight. You know, Ajit Kabayel, not a big heavyweight. Then you got the likes of AJ, Joshua, Daniel, very big guys, you know. So it all depends, you know. I think they always make for good fights, big heavyweights versus small heavyweights. You compare the heavyweights from 10 to 15 years ago, Holyfield, not a big man. Mike Tyson, not a big man. You know, the big men then were about 6'3". Now the big men are 6'9". So the landscape's changed, the era's changed, but yeah, I think heavyweight boxing will always and forever be the pinnacle.
It is indeed, and of course that pinnacle we're going to see Saturday night is that why you're here as a fan?
Of course, I'm here as a fan. I'm a fan of boxing. Here to watch the Undisputed, and I think I'm excited to watch the Gypsy King reign supreme.
Okay, so you're definitely Team Fury.
Of course, Tyson looked after me. Tyson was ringside for my fight, and I will share and support Tyson Fury most definitely.
How do you assess the rest of the heavyweight scene? Of course, your old rival Daniel, he's got an intriguing fight against Hrgovic. For years in Europe, people have been saying Hrgovic is going to be the next great heavyweight. How do you see that one going?
I like Hrgovic. I think he's a good fighter. He's a cagey heavyweight, you know. I think he did well against Zhang. You know, it was a very close fight. He hasn't been as active as I thought he should be. Daniel's been very active and doing very well. You know, after Daniel beat me and he went on to lose to Usyk, you know, some thought he beat Usyk with that body shot, and then he lost to Usyk, but he came out and he put on a good performance against Jarrell Miller. And I commend him for that. You know, he shot a lot of balls, a lot of bottle, a lot of heart, and he did well. So I think it's a turning point in Daniel's career. You know, I wasn't ashamed to lose to Daniel. He's a good competitor. Almost had him beat. And I'm a good competitor myself. So I want Daniel to do well, and I think he can do well. So you asked me back to the question, what's the heavyweight landscape like? It's forever evolving, forever changing, and anything can happen. Yeah. Anything truly can happen. I mean, you saw Justice HUNI went into the fight as a massive favorite against me. Almost put him out there, you know what I mean? Probably a very close fight, closer than the judges scored it. You know, 96-94 was close, but I thought it was closer than that. Yeah. Heavyweight landscape, it's boxing, and it's forever changing, and anything can truly happen. A lot of good fighters. Ajit Kabayel, very underrated fighter. He's good. You've got Daniel Dubois, Tyson Fury, Hrgovic, Usyk, AJ, Zhang, Joe Parker. Arguably, it's a tough era of heavyweight boxing. It's not as easy as it was maybe 5 to 10 years ago. When I say easy, don't quote me on that. Heavyweight boxing is easy, but the era I think is definitely livened up.
And having the Saudis involved, I mean, now that it gets the fights happening, because they can put up the money.
There's no bullshit. They make the fights happen. If the fights can be made, let's make them happen, and I respect that.
Yeah.
So thanks to His Excellency, MBS, and all those involved, Spencer, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn from matchroom, promoters coming together to make big fights happen. Respect to them.
Yeah, absolutely. When do you think you'll get news? I guess after next Friday you'll decide?
What happens between Okolie and Rosinski, and then obviously see what happens. Maybe it goes to purse bids, maybe it doesn't. So we have to take it from there. But I think, if I remember the letter from the WBC, they have 90 days to defend against me, and we've got to come to an agreement within 14 days post-victory.
All right, so that could be a big night out in London.
100%.
We all love.
Let's do it. Let's go to London. Lerena versus Okolie.
All right, Kevin, absolute pleasure seeing you again. Enjoy Saturday night, and hopefully I'll see you in London for a big fight.
100%, thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, my brother.